For over 60 years, Air France-KLM has become a major key aviation player in Ghana, backed by a strong global network and connecting Ghana to the world and the world to Ghana. And this milestone demonstrates a great confidence in the brand and strengthened partnership between Ghana, France, and the Netherlands. Together with the sister company, Air France and KLM, the Dutch Royal National Airlines, have ensured that customers can travel safely in and out of Ghana for business and for pleasure. We are here with Mr. Mees van Ojik, Air France KLM country manager to Ghana, to discuss the major operations of the airline in Ghana. You are watching the Youth Time Show with me, your host, Vanessa Zeke Ade. Don't go anywhere, the show commences very shortly. Thank you. Hello, sir.
Good morning and welcome to my offices.
Thank you. You're welcome to the Youth Time Show as well.
Thank you.
Right. It is indeed a great pleasure to have you. Right.
Great. Thank you very much for coming, and hello to all the viewers.
Thank you. So, as you play the role as the head of the Air France-KLM airline in Ghana, what would you say your major operations are?
Yeah, so Air France-KLM is a major airline player here in Ghana. We've been in the market for more than 60 years. We currently have double daily flights, so that's a daily flight to Amsterdam, of course, on KLM, and a daily flight on Air France to Paris. From these hubs, you can connect to 300 destinations worldwide, which actually makes us the biggest and also the oldest airline company in Ghana. So we are very proud of that. Like I said, KLM Royal Dutch Airlines started operating here for over 65 years ago. So our business is all about, of course, connecting Ghana to the world. And on the side, we also do a lot of cargo. So we have a big cargo business here and a big maintenance business. That's aircraft maintenance. So any airline flying to Ghana can come to us for, let's say, maintenance works, what we call line maintenance. So anything happening on the rotation that needs repair can be done by our excellent line maintenance international team. So all in all, we have about 35 people employed here in Ghana, divided between commercial sales, cargo, airport operations, maintenance, like I just mentioned. And I'm, since a little more than a year now, the proud country manager or managing director of the organization.
All right. That has been so great. For over the 60-year period that you chalked all these successes in Ghana, now you would attest to the fact that the COVID pandemic really plays a hold on the aviation business. Now it is a post-COVID era. How is business faring amidst this time?
Yeah, So I mean, first of all, I mean, COVID has been the toughest challenge we have faced in our 102 or 103 years of history for KLM. KLM is actually the oldest airline in the world. For some of you who don't know, the oldest airline in the world, still operating under the same name, KLM Royal Dutch Airlines. And a part of the war periods we've seen in Europe, of course, we can clearly state that COVID was the most difficult period in our history. What really happens in COVID is that the whole demand collapses from one day to the other, so you don't have income anymore. While your cost structure, of course, keep running. You have aircraft you need to pay for, you have staff you need to pay for, you still have tax payments to be made, etc. So within, let's say, a few days, you have a disbalance between income and expenses. What we see now, I mean, it has almost been 3 years that COVID hit. We see that the demand is coming back at a good pace. We are still not back at levels of 2019, so although you see that airports are jammed, flights are pretty full, we're still below demand levels of 2019, which is our reference year, of course, because that was pre-COVID. And at the same time, we see that, let's say, we're having a lot of difficulties with coping with this increased demand, because we have been in a period of 2 years of relatively slow operations. We really need to quickly scale up again. And especially in Europe, that means there are too little people working in the airports to serve all the passengers. And lastly, of course, because of COVID, we have still a huge loan burden. So we have borrowed a lot of money, mostly from the Dutch and the French state, and that's yet to be, and that's already partly paid back, but there's still parts to be paid back. So even though you're moving out of a difficult period, you unfortunately always still have to deal with the negative effects of this.
Wow, that's great. But we will make it.
Yes, we are confident.
Right.
Yes.
So one thing that people like to find out from you is that the aviation business really plays a huge role in the extension of businesses between countries. So it really impacts positively on the bilateral trade relations between countries. So how are you helping the business relations between Ghana and France, between Ghana and Netherlands, through your airline business?
Yeah, I mean, aviation as a whole, of course, is a huge facilitator, let's say, of bringing people together, bringing cultures together, bringing businesses together. That's one of the, let's say, the main goals or raison d'être of airline companies. It's a fascinating thing that you can board an aircraft here in Ghana at 10 p.m. at night, and the next morning, very early, you're having breakfast, be it in Paris or Amsterdam. So I mean, having that daily connection, that daily air bridge between Ghana and Europe, and for us beyond to 250 other destinations, be it in the USA, be it in Asia, be it in South America, is of course of huge importance to a country and to its economic ecosystem. Like I said, I think the unique thing about Air France-KLM is that because we have two hubs, Amsterdam and Paris, we are a one-stop shop for any destination worldwide, meaning that whether you want to go to South America, North America, Canada, Europe, Asia, etc., with a single connection, be it in Amsterdam CDG, be it in Paris CDG Airport or Amsterdam Schiphol Airport, you'll reach there on the quickest and most convenient way. So this is of great importance. Like you said, Ade, it goes both ways. So it helps international investors and business leaders to come to Ghana, and it also helps Ghanaian businesses alike to, of course, do business abroad. So we are very proud of that role that we play, and we hope to continue that for many more years.
Okay, so the continuation of many more years to come. As you played the lead role as the country manager of Air France-KLM and the Royal Dutch Airlines, in the next 10 years, what would you like to have achieved in the aviation business in Ghana?
I mean, we hope, of course, that first of all, the economy somewhat stabilizes. As we all know, Ghana is going through a rather difficult economic period. That's not unique in the world, but Ghana seems to be hit particularly hard. We really hope, I mean, our wishes are, of course, that the market remains stable, that strong demand comes out of Ghana, because strong demand for our services means the economy is flourishing, right? When the economy is flourishing, people want to travel, people make money, people do business, and therefore are in need of airline tickets. So we really hope, let's say, that we can maintain our very strong presence in this market. We hope we can maintain and sustain double daily flights, so on Air France-KLM to Europe and beyond. And we hope that we can, in the years to come, make many more Ghanaians happy by providing our excellent services.
Thank you so much for coming. So before we take leave of you, this is your camera, this is what the whole world is watching you. People who aspire to sit in your stead one day, if you have one piece of advice for the youth, what would it be?
I mean, my advice, I think, would be, and it might sound a little cheesy, but it's really to follow your heart and follow your passion. In my case, I made from my passion, I think, my profession, and that's, of course, wonderful if you can do so. So I would say look for something that you really love. Look for an industry that appeals, be it aviation, be it another transport sector, be it tourism, etc., and try to make that your career path. Because if something is your passion, you'll give your very utmost and you'll do an excellent job, most certainly in that field. So that would be my piece of advice to the youth.
Thank you so much for coming, and we definitely recommend KLM Air France to all our viewers. Whenever you're traveling, just log on to their website. It will be scrolling down on the screen. Thank you, Mr. Mees van Ojik, for coming. We are so grateful.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
For a good day.
All right, thank you. So viewers, this is where time permits, as we have been here with the Air France-KLM country manager in Ghana, discussing the aviation business and their operations in Ghana, extending Ghanaian businesses to the world and businesses outside to Ghana as well. This is where time permits us. Until then, this show comes away another time. It's bye for now.